First of all, channel classic, okay? The man who ran from my debate. The man who ran from my debate a long time ago, Sneako, he actually, he managed to get unbanned on YouTube somehow and Twitch, but only for like a day before he got banned again.
Sneako has had a long history with bans on various platforms, such as being kicked off YouTube, Twitch, and even Instagram. But the other day, by some random fluke, he was unbanned on YouTube. This sent the internet into an uproar, with one person claiming responsibility for the act. But a twist at the end of this video very quickly changed this entire story of Sneako, and the internet had a lot to say about it.
I was super shocked when I saw he got unbanned because realistically, when has YouTube like almost ever reversed a ban? Like Twitch will reverse bans more often, or more specifically just hand out temp bans. But usually YouTube doesn't do a temp ban. Usually they just ban you outright. Usually that's it. Like there are some cases where I guess like, I mean, Monkey Jones, he didn't get unbanned. He just had to make a new channel. But generally like the bans are just permanent. Like you get banned once, that's it. And especially for someone like Sneako, who by the way, I support his right to be on YouTube and speak his mind and say whatever he wants. You know, I'm not a censorship advocate. I get a lot of shit for that, but you know, despite what he said, stuff he said on stream was never nearly as bad as Hassan Piker. I'll say that. But also, despite the fact he was spreading, you know, misinformation politically, I still think he should be able to say that. I think we should be able to fight out these ideas in the world of political battle, in the world of debate. Okay, I think he should have been unbanned, but it's very rare, especially for, you know, somebody who is politically on the right, who has said a lot of that stuff. It's really rare for YouTube to unban someone like that. They really don't like to do that often.
It starts off when Fearbuck tweets out, Sneako has been unbanned on YouTube after being banned for 2 years since October 2022.
Bro's a pedo. Oh, I honestly forgot about that take. Yeah, never mind. I forgot he said that. All right, we'll walk it back. I honestly completely forgot that whole arc. Holy shit, he did do that. All right, well, never mind.
For COVID misinformation, Tom replies, why did they unban him? Bro should be banned again. And Joshy says, maybe focus on learning how to type properly rather than pushing cancel culture like a dumbass. Squid Ron says, GG, Rumble is cooked without Sneako. Tree of Logic quote tweets Fearbuck and says, looks like Sneako's rebranding worked.
When she says rebranding, what she's talking about is Sneako's kind of been on an arc now where he's fighting with a lot of the right-wingers. He's fighting with a lot of the right-wing dudes because I think he realized that they actually don't like brown people, you know? Not, to be clear, not like typical Republicans, like really far-right dudes. He seemingly somehow realized that they don't like brown people. I think this is over the Haitian arc, where there was obviously a lot of claims about how Haitians are eating the cats and the dogs. And Sneako was pushing back against that, calling that misinformation. And he basically tried to rebrand himself a little bit. You know, when I saw that he got unbanned, I was like, is YouTube unbanning him because he's slightly less right-wing now, or he's not being as crazy?
Kevin Ray says, whether you love or hate Sneako, you gotta give that MF props for staying relevant after getting suspended from YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and currently.
To be clear, I don't actually know how relevant Sneako is, though. I doubt he's really that relevant, honestly. Because, you know, I know Kick has a lot of, you know, botting problems. A lot of these alt-tech platforms have, like, a history of crazy botting issues. Like with Neon, for example. There's no way Neon was getting, like, regularly 70,000 viewers. And Neon, when he's confronted about it, he won't even say that he's not being view-botted. He'll just say, I didn't view-bot. But there's clearly someone view-botting him. But when Sneako's on Rumble, I would honestly even doubt that, I would highly, highly doubt that his numbers are real. You know, when I see him getting 10,000 viewers live, that is a huge, like a number of people to watch you on an alt-tech platform. That is huge. And I kind of don't think that it's a real number, you know? Like you check a VOD that has 100,000 views on his Rumble, you check the comment section, it'll have like 20 comments. And it's like, that doesn't really make sense. If a VOD is 100,000 views, if any video on YouTube is 100,000 views, you would expect it to be like probably 500 comments at least around there. If it's lower than like, if a video has 100,000 views and it's not like a shitty little clip with nothing to say about it, it's got to have at least a couple hundred comments. So either Sneako's botting it or someone else is. I do know that Andrew Tate, he called out when he was having beef with Sneako, he called out Sneako for botting his account, for botting his Twitter, for botting his Instagram. To not take an ego hit.
Still, Instagram. W YouTube for unbanning him. Now unban Leafy next. Give that dude a second chance and restore YouTube history. Yossi Farrow says, this is bad news. Sneako is a Jew hater and anti-Semite who is nice in person but online spreads harmful misinformation about Jews and Israel. His posts inspire other anti-Semites to physically attack Jews, and it's dangerous for the entire Jewish community. Tipster quote tweets Fearbuck and says, first Twitch, now YouTube? What the fuck is happening? Anime quote tweets Fearbuck and says, big day for cucks. Scuba Ryan also tweets out that Sneako has been unbanned, and Zerko responds, the takeover begins.
So I saw him getting unbanned. You know, I thought that maybe this would be the case. Maybe it would actually be followed through on. He had a lot of people calling out Twitch's inconsistency because he got unbanned. Meanwhile, you know, you have other people on Twitch who aren't banned. Meanwhile, other people who are not nearly as bad as Sneako are banned. You know, Twitch is a very inconsistent platform with this shit.
XQC calls out Twitch's inconsistency after Sneako gets unbanned on both Twitch and YouTube. The shit that Sneako says is not tolerated on Twitch. The fact that he gets unbanned while going on some insane shit that he says on his stream, come on, and attaches this clip.
It's not about Sneako, it's about, okay, the reality is that Twitch says that they're holding people's off-platform activities accountable for what they do not on their own stream. Okay, and the shit that Sneako says is not tolerated on Twitch, legitimately. Okay, the fact that he's unbanned, which means that he would be doing fantastic behavior-wise, and he's being exemplary behavior. The fact that he gets unbanned while going on some insane shit that he says on his stream. Brother, come on, bro. Twitch, like, bro, how can you say that you ban? Who gives a fuck what he got banned for? He got unbanned while still going on like some random tirade that would get anybody else banned for their upload.
True. So I don't know how he got unbanned. I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't know if Twitch moderation is so bad that they decided to randomly unban him. Like, to be clear, I don't even think he should be banned, but it's shocking to me that they decided to unban him at all, given their behavior towards right-wingers and, like, you know, I mean, Destiny, for example, you know, it's kind of crazy. The people have spoken. Look out the window. I'm not looking out the window. There's nothing outside of this room. This is my whole world. Have you seen Naruto Unhinged? No, and I probably never will.
Instead of calling for their cancellation, I will never publicly advocate for the banning of an opposing creator simply because I disagree with their political views.
Keep in mind, Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit has previously filed false copyright strikes. This is a while ago, but he's previously filed false copyright strikes against people who criticized him. And he got called out by Tim Pool, of all people. Like, you know, it was a while ago, but I still think it's worth bringing up. You know, that is actively censoring people who you disagree with.
Cancel culture is cancer, and anyone that advocates for it is a scumbag. Hayden replies, because they'd all lose their platforms through boycotting if they did, because all their beliefs are balanced on an egg. Especially XQC, who Andrew Tate showed us was a total coward and weakling who has zero masculinity.
Oh, thank God Andrew Tate, the gay pedophile rapist, was able to show that XQC has no masculinity. Thank God. Thank God Andrew Tate called him out. Shout out Tate, dude. He did the right thing. Hey, Tom, are you going to play the new Factorio update? Yeah. I'm glad you liked the last modded playthrough. I'll get on that right away.
USA responds to Myron by saying it's because of opposing views and not because he's a P. XQC responds to Myron by saying,
I like how everybody in chat, the only thing you disagree with is that he's gay. Yeah.
hey man, this isn't a reflection at Sneako but rather at Twitch. Whether or not I agree with his ideologies, Twitch doesn't. Example, bans for being culturally insensitive or usage of slurs. Ban all of them or ban none of them. Does this help? Myron
The IDubbbz argument, either all of it's okay or none of it's okay.
Gaines replies to XQC by saying, okay, I understand your position, but you're still wrong. You framed your opinion in a negative sense by implying Sneako uses slurs, is culturally insensitive, etc. So therefore Twitch should not have replatformed him. What you should have said is Twitch is doing the right thing by not adhering to cancel culture, and this is a good precedent to set. Twitch is an American company, where our First Amendment is the freedom of speech, which is a critical component as to why the United States is the power it is today. The free flow of ideas needs to be preserved to protect the integrity of our nation. Social media has now become the main conduit to share ideas, so the First Amendment should apply. Now before you make the—
No, I generally agree with this. You know, at some level, I do think that, like, free speech is really, really important, and I think you should be able to say for the most part whatever you want. But the thing is, there are certain things that people are going to ban, right? And you're going to advocate for it. You know, if, for example, there's somebody who's advocating for pedophilia, like Sneako, on a public platform, obviously you're not going to cry if they get banned, right? Because everybody does have a line. If you're actually a free speech absolutist in every regard, you're probably a retarded person. A free speech enthusiast, no doubt. I think you should be. But, you know, and I know people in chat say the First Amendment has no bearing on private companies. I know. But what Myron is saying is, like, it should have a bearing on private companies. And I would agree generally that, you know, private companies should not be, like Twitch, with their many fuck-ups, should not be censoring speech they don't like, you know? Like, for example, Destiny, and not censoring speech they do like, even when it's supporting terrorism, like Hassan, right? But at the same time, these companies are beholden to advertisers, right? They ultimately are. Twitch, for whatever reason, has not been being very responsible to their advertisers, and I think that might get them in shit soon. But companies are beholden to advertisers, and they're going to do what they can to make money. If somebody poses a serious risk to their advertising bottom line, and them being on the platform could risk the entire platform's sanctity and ability to make money, obviously they might ban them. And I am sympathetic to that, you know, to an extent, because these companies do need to make money, right?
The argument that these platforms are private companies, almost every social media company has been exposed for complying with government's demands. This nullifies their private company protections, since they often act as agents of the government, so the First Amendment does apply. C Sports Siegen replies to Myron by saying, "You legit might be a moron." Holy shit, what did I just read? Social media being agents of the government and somehow mixing that in with the First Amendment, which you clearly don't fully understand, is some wacko shit.
I mean, to be charitable to the argument here, though, the argument is not that, like, right now, social media companies are beholden to the government and should not be able to ban anything. That's not the argument. The argument is that social media companies are so big, they are the only place you can get your word out there. They do have monopolies, right? There's no other really viable alternative to YouTube where you can make a lot of money. I'm sorry, but Rumble is just not it. You're not going to make the same money. You're not going to have the same access to people. So the idea is that, like, basically social media now does act as a public square, and they shouldn't be banning people just for having political disagreements. And I agree with that. I do agree with that generally.
And Myron Gaines replies, "Sit down, idiot. Social media companies can absolutely be interpreted as agents of the government, even by proxy, since they tell the social media companies what to censor. Read a book before you talk." And attaches an image of a Wikipedia article with a portion highlighted that says, "The First Amendment broadly protects the rights of free speech and free press. Free speech means the free and public expression of opinions without censorship, interference, or restraints by the government."
I mean, that's true, but also the government has exceptions to free speech, right? So this isn't a great argument from Myron either. How do you stand with advertisers? Where's the Manscaped ad at? Give me some time. Don't you worry.
XQC responds to
I
Myron's
think I have done a Manscaped ad at one point. I think I have.
post by saying, "L reading comprehension. It doesn't matter what I write at this point. You can't read it properly. Not very American of you, and that's coming from a non-native speaker. Embarrassing." Dante says, "Dude, you were one of my favorite streamers. The fall down is so sad."
The fall down is so sad. You were one of my favorite streamers. The fall down is so sad. Well, Myron ended up begging for a debate with XQC. I don't think it actually, went through and happened. I don't think it actually came to fruition as far as I know. But Sneako also got unbanned on YouTube. And I think this was a mistake. I think basically what's happening here is I think that Sneako has filed so many complaints and basically appeals to get unbanned that somehow he managed to get one to go through and they unbanned him maybe. Because YouTube, to be clear, when you do an appeal, like when I get a strike or something and I appeal it, it's usually not going to somebody at YouTube headquarters in California because they just don't have enough employees to moderate a website this big. Usually it's going to go to some kind of AI, or if it's not going to an AI, I believe YouTube basically subcontracts out their moderation to different companies. A lot of them are overseas because they have a lot of workers in call centers. The idea is you give these people a list of here's what's permitted, here's what's not. They have guidelines, and they then get the support tickets, and they then have to review it and determine if it should be banned or not.
Sneako unbanned on YouTube.
So I think what happened is one of these people probably made a mistake.
Seems like YouTube decided to unban this tool's 1.2 million subscriber account. Glass Lulu replies, "It's funnier knowing that this is actually a real video," showing a video from Sneako's account from 4 years ago with the title, "I have a confession. Cuties is my new favorite film."
Yeah, I mean, given what he said recently about the age of consent, not really shocking. Not really shocking to me.
Exotic Musician replies, "Every single one of the 29,000 people who upvoted that video should be on an FBI watch list." And SNX says, "Their hard drives should be analyzed and then shot into the sun." Guilt replies, "Insane to me how this..."
Well, maybe they just really liked his editing. You don't know. Maybe they just loved his editing.
This guy ruined his reputation to the point where his family won't even talk to him anymore. Considering the shit he spews on livestream, I doubt he'll be able to keep his channel again this time. Throw All Away replies, "Lamau, the timing of this couldn't be better. Quit the Adpocalypse campaign, losers. You made advertisers stop caring about being edgy, anti-woke SJW whiners. This is exactly what y'all wanted." Yetter tweets out, "You're welcome for the unban at Sneako," and attaches an image of...
I don't know who this guy is. He's claiming to have some kind of inside knowledge of YouTube and have some kind of employee connection. I don't know if that's the case.
Sneako's channel, but
I did see this guy on Twitter, "Hey, I'm Yetter," acting like he got him unbanned personally.
A YouTube email saying that they...
And then I saw a bunch of people being like, "Can you please get this unbanned?"
Confirmed that it no longer violates the community guidelines. Vesper responds, "Do you work with YouTube?" And Yetter says, "Yes." Ray says, "Unban Nick now, please. Thank you."
I doubt that's going to happen, honestly. Highly, If Sneako got unbanned and rebanned, I highly doubt Nick Fuentes is going to get unbanned.
And Yetter responds,
They don't want that
"I'll
smoke.
look into it." Sneako update says, "Stop capping. Sneako doesn't know you." And Yetter says, "He doesn't know me, but I unbanned him." Fearbug then tweets out, "Sneako has been banned from YouTube again, less than 24 hours after being unbanned." Omni replies with this gif of Grandpa from Simpsons walking in through a door, doing a turn, and then leaving. Blade says, "He didn't even post any new videos. What guideline could have been broken with no upload?" Fries responds, "Old videos could have broken rules." JB says, "Lasted 20 hours." Atif replies, damn, that's rough, and maybe some mass reporting? Well, Sneako can't catch a break. Hopefully he can get back on the platform soon and continue sharing his content. Nicholas Diorio tweets out, Twitch really unbanned Sneako the week we found out they banned 46% of the world's Jewish population.
For context of this, it was discovered that Twitch was banning people who were from Israel and Palestine and were trying to sign up for new Twitch accounts. They had a code where you couldn't get a new email confirmation, which you need to make a Twitch account. You couldn't get an email confirmation, like verification, on Twitch if you were from Israel or Palestine. For the past year, apparently, this has been going on.
Attaching a follow-up tweet where he puts an image of Ethan Klein's Instagram post where Ethan says, in a bold move to stave off anti-Semitism, Twitch has banned Israel, so there are less Jews to make fun of, and attaches a post on our livestream fail with the title, Twitch has blocked new users from Israel. Yetter tweets out, Sneako was rebanned on YouTube. Other YouTube employees have rechecked my appeal for Sneako's ban and have decided to ban him again. In a couple hours I could try reappealing, but don't expect much. They must have saw my tweets. P.S. Sneako has also blocked me after he got unbanned.
So I don't know if this guy actually had any involvement of him being unbanned, but he did get rebanned, which is not really, shocking. I'm just surprised even one of the support tickets managed to go through. If this guy does have any pull with YouTube, I assume that pull is gone now. But we also had the return of someone else that you may not expect, which a lot of people have been asking me to talk about in chat because they didn't know this even happened. I was shocked that it happened, and I wasn't even going to draw any attention to it initially because I don't want to get him rebanned, but then it looked like everybody else on Twitter was already doing it, so what's the harm that I'm going to do in doing this, basically. But ladies and gentlemen, Leafy somehow got one of his channels unbanned. Shockingly, okay? Very shockingly. I was super surprised by this. Now, it's not the original Leafy channel. It's one of the channels he made after he got banned to try and get back. Here it is, this lucky channel. And I did check it, and the channel is still up, at least as of me going live. Now, he hasn't posted on it. I don't even know if he's online, so we can figure out if he actually was unbanned at all. I don't know if he's even tapped in. I assume not. He seems very schizo, sporadic with his internet usage these days, but he did get unbanned. I don't know if he's going to be posting content anytime soon, but he did 1000% get unbanned on YouTube. You can see a few of his old videos here. This one's H3 Productions.
This is really horrific behavior. I mean, I don't want this shit on YouTube.
I just feel like if any one of us would do this stuff, we would get banned, and it's pretty clear to us.
Yeah.
Because I see people like Scares or other YouTubers expressing concern that they feel like this is a red flag.
This whole thing of they came for Leafy and you laughed, and next they came for you and nobody was there. It's like, dude, no. The guy's...
Man, this is on Ethan's cringe arc for sure. This is on Ethan's cringe arc. Now, maybe he'll start using this channel again. Maybe he won't. But Leafy also hasn't spotted in modern day. Here we have a picture. He's looking extremely Chinese, I would say. He's really growing into his Chinese features. A lot of you guys thought Leafy was white. You thought he couldn't say the N-word, but he is mixed race. He is part Asian, and I think he's growing into it quite clearly. Looks like this person spotted him at a drive-thru in his Benz. There he is right there. So yeah, maybe he'll make a comeback to YouTube. I don't know. Maybe he won't. He's banned on pretty much everything else, I think, except Instagram is the one place he's not. But as far as I know, he hasn't posted in quite a while. The last post he made, apart from on his stories, was this, saying, see you in 6 months to 5 years when I get unbanned off one of these websites. Well, maybe now is it. Maybe we're in 6 months to 5 years. Maybe now's the time period. He has posted on a story now and then. Him driving missed videos, part 69. Got some plans with Twitter. Hopefully it goes well. Unfortunately, it didn't. He got banned. This is when he was going on the crazy Twitter arc, saying a lot of silly stuff, I would say. But he was trending for a bit there on Twitter. So yeah, maybe he'll make a comeback. Maybe he won't. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, that's the Leafy update. A little bit of a short one there, but maybe he'll come back. It would be interesting to see, for sure.